Today we have a gear versus. We have two portable mobile DJ decks. One is battery powered and one uses Serato DJ. Which one will be victorious? I don't know, but let's find out. What's up, my fearless friends? Shayshahn MacPherson back to you with another gear and gadgets. We coming right out the gate and having a deck shootout. These are two of my most mobile decks that I have. This is the DJ Roland 707M and this is the DJ Denon Go Plus. They're both really great. I love them. The form factor and that they're small and I can just run in and out and don't have to lug a big, heavy 22-pound deck. So, I'm just going to get right into it. In the pros and the cons for each deck and which one I would pick. We'll start with the DJ 707M. I reviewed this deck and I liked it. This is like the first deck. I got this deck in the beginning of 2021 and I got the Denon in the end of 2021. The Roland is very cool because it has a lot of output and it has a traditional setup. Any DJ who's used to DJing in clubs, they'll be used to this layout. As far as the treble, the mids, the filters, this is like your traditional setup that you'll see in most clubs, bars, and restaurants. And when you're traveling, it's good to have this familiarity. It has these sides where you can lift. I really love that. It's very easy to pick up and go. I like that the Roland has effects and EQ for the mic, which is very important for me because I use the mics to put a little bit of effects on somebody if they're speaking on the client, or I'm using the effects to route my violin through. And if I want a little reverb or delay or anything like that, I can do it all with this. I don't have to bring anything else. No, external reverb pedals or delay pedals. I could just bring this board and go right in. I like that it's 4 channels and you can dedicate the channels to different things. On channel 3 on the Roland, you have a drum machine and you also have effects, an oscillator. So you have a lot of options on the Roland DJ 707M. You can route out to 3 different areas if you want to have like a cocktail lounge area playing one kind of music. If you want to send your music into 2 other zones, you can do that. And you can save your presets or however you tuned this deck to the rooms that you're playing in. So I really like that about this deck. I like that it uses Serato, because I started on Serato, so I'm comfortable with Serato. I like that you also can use this as an expansion. So you can put 2 decks on the sides and go through the vinyl inputs and use it like that if you like. So you can make this smaller footprint get bigger for my vinyl DJs out there. Some of the things I don't like about the 707M compared to the Denon, in my opinion, the sound card in the Denon is just better, a little louder. You don't have to, you get to 2 o'clock on this deck and it sounds great. It just made my QSC speakers sound different than this. Now, this is not to say that this is not good, but I feel like I have to push this one a little more than the Denon. Another con, if you're a mobile DJ, is just simply that it's bigger. Not that much bigger, and I'll have the dimensions of each deck laid out for you. But I really feel like, when you're a mobile DJ, the smaller the better, as long as it's a professional piece of gear. Another thing with the 707M is that you have to bring a computer. This won't work standalone by itself like the Denon will. And that could be a con for some people. It's a pro and a con because you can use Serato, but you have to use Serato. You can't just have it set up by itself and go. And it's not battery powered. You need to be able to have a power source, whether it be a generator or just plugging it into the wall in whatever venue you're in. It's not battery powered. You definitely have to plug this in. And one other con that I mentioned when I did my review of the 707M is that this little matrixy looking screen looks like it's running MS-DOS, is small. You have a lot of options and a lot of ways to set and forget. For if you go to a venue and you like your bass a certain way, you can have it preset in here. But it is little and it's a little dated looking. So let's get into the Denon. Man, I just got this Denon, so I kind of have like the new gear love for this one. The first thing with the Denon is that it's battery powered. Simple as that. All you need is this, especially if you have a speaker that's also battery powered. You're completely mobile. This is called the 707M because it's 707 for mobile DJs, but when you really, really want to get mobile, and with this pandemic, you know, you might want to find yourself outside DJing in a lot of different venues, areas. This is completely wireless as far as not needing any power. The touch screen on here is great. This 7-inch touch screen is just beautiful. I don't know another way to put it. The DJ Denon has a SD slot, so you can use either something like a T7 drive and go into the back, or you can come into the front here and use the SD card slot. But I had somebody tell me in my comments before when I reviewed this deck that if you have a slow SD card, it's going to take a longer time to find your music when you're going through that. So that's just something to be aware of. The Engine 2.1 software is good, and they keep updating it and making it better. Way less menu diving than the original software. So I like that they keep upgrading this deck. Of course, it's smaller, so it's more portable. Let's get into some of the cons on this deck. The first con is that there's no tilt screen. Some of their bigger decks, like the Prime 4, the screen is tilted up. And I think that is way more comfortable for your neck. Especially me, because a lot of times I have a violin on my neck and I'm like looking down. So I wish that this could just tilt up a little bit. As far as I know, you cannot use this deck with Serato. I wish you could, because that would make it a game changer. That would really make this hard competition not to bring this deck everywhere. Because then I could use Serato, choose to use Serato or use the Engine Prime software. A real big con for me is that the mics don't have EQ or effects. I really wish it did, because when I take this out, I have to bring a reverb pedal with me or some type of effects. I was going to look for one, but I have to always bring some effects. So that makes this a little less portable for someone like me in my use case. I need either delay or reverb for my violin, and it would be nice to also have on a mic if I wanted it. Even though the Engine software is great, you still gotta be in here menu diving. So you're gonna be looking down, which can be a con or a pro for some people. Some people just want to stay on the piece of gear they're on. Some people like to be able to look at a computer screen. Another con, or it could be a con, is the layout. The layout on this deck is that, as you can see, it's linear this way instead of vertical like on the 707M. So I got used to it pretty quickly, but some people might like this because this is more of a traditional setup on the 707M. Now the big question, which deck would I go for if I only could choose one deck? I really, really, really like this Prime Go, but if I have a client and I'm going out to do a wedding or I'm going to do something, I'm still going to reach for this first. Just because I'm more comfortable with Serato. The layout is fine, and I can plug in several instrumentalists. I have a little more I/O on this compared to this Denon, and I can go out to different zones. And as of now, I'm just more comfortable on this 707M. However, if I can use these in tandem, woo, because I can have this set up in a cocktail hour and I can have this set up in the main room, and they're both light, both way less than, some of the other competing decks that are out here. Also, going into the unknown, I like this deck unless the unknown is you don't know if they're going to have power. If you don't know there's going to be any power or you don't know anything, get yourself a battery powered speaker and take this with you. I definitely like using this in my little residencies and restaurants and things of that nature because I could just pack it and go. But if I'm doing a bigger event where I want less to go wrong, I'm still going to pick this up by that much, though. I'm still going to pick up the 707M over this Denon. But it's very close. And if Denon somehow lets you use this with Serato, it's game over. I might have to just bring this out and get myself a reverb pedal, which I do already, or a delay pedal. So I just want to give you a little bit of a test on how the sound is with the sound card in both units. So I'm going to go at 25%, 50%, 75%, and full blast. These crossfaders are very similar. I think I like this 707M one better though. So this is at 25%. And the master's at, I'll put the master at 75% on both of them. This is at 50%. And this is on the Prime Go at about 25%. And this is at 50%.
I'm from the bottom, I gotta pull it up. 5 figures gonna collect 7 figures. I try to tell you it's from the top. 5 figures gonna collect 7 figures.
This is at about 75% on the 707M. Both of the masters are up to about 75%.
Five figures gonna collect 7 figures. Go figure. I try to tell you from the top. 5 figures gonna collect 7 figures. I'm from the bottom. I gotta pull it up.
And this is the Prime Go at that same volume. About 3 clicks down from the top on the volume fader.
I'm from the bottom. 5 figures gonna collect 7 figures. Go figure. I try to tell you from the top. 5 figures gonna collect 7 figures. I'm from the bottom. I gotta pull it up. 5 figures gonna collect 7 figures. I try to tell you from the top.
So yeah, in my opinion, the Prime Go edges out a little bit more than the 707M. There's a little more oomph to it. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Let me know down in the comments if you can hear what I'm talking about. So once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming with me into 2022. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you like videos and shootouts like this. Once again, I'm Shayshahn, Phearnone, MacPherson. Peace. Let's get it in the new year.